Alrighty, welcome back for another beekeeping video with Not That Brian. In my last video, I took off the insulation panels that you can see here. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look inside the hive, and I can tell just by touching it that it's got quite a bit of weight in it, so I'm expecting it to be quite full, and I'm quietly confident we'll see some swarming activity starting to occur. So we'll have a look and we'll see what we find. On this channel, if you like my beekeeping videos, it'd be great if you could give me a subscribe. I'm just a backyard beekeeper trying to grow my channel, but like I've said, the more subscribers you have, the more likes, blah blah, the cooler YouTube thinks you are. And really all I want to do is just share my learnings with other beekeepers and people who want to learn about beekeeping. I also post about sunsets and other things I see like wildlife and nature. So it'd be great if you could give us a follow, subscribe in YouTube language. And if you like the video, don't forget, give it a thumbs up. Here we go. So the first thing I've got to do is get this top off. And as you can see, if I had the panels around the outside, I can't do this. That's one of the drawbacks of insulating. But if you said to me, it's a dead hive, or this, I'd take this any time. Now I'm not going to take any chances. These girls could be a little bit antsy. I reckon they're quite strong, and I'm not disappointed. Okay, here we go. Now, they haven't started filling out the top with burr comb. That's a good sign. It means they probably haven't filled it out yet. This is a little hive mat that I use just for feeding. I can put sugar on there if I need to. I actually leave them in the hive full time, so I always know where they are. Just a little piece of plastic. Now let's have some fun. Let's see what they've been up to. And the things I'm going to be looking for is obvious signs of disease or crowding, anything like that. And I thought this hive might be a little bit fuller than it is. I can see lots of bee activity at the top here, which is good. Tells me they're probably making honey. But what I'm really interested in, and pardon my sniffle, smoke does that to me. Okay, time to give you girls a little bit more smoke. And as you can see, there's a few of them here who don't fully understand that I'm their friend, so I'll tell them I'm their friend by putting smoke all through their house. That makes sense, doesn't it? Now don't forget, if you like these videos, it'd be great if you could subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. I don't spam you with messages. I don't try and sell you anything. Currently I've got 39 subscribers. If I get 50, I can do live streams with my device. So if you could, subscribe. Now let's have a quick look at the first one. Oof. He's wedged in there pretty tight. So I might need to give it a little bit more loving with my hive tool. That sounded wrong, didn't it? There we go. That's the outside frame. We are seeing some honey on it, which is good. Not a lot, but we're seeing some honey start to develop. So it tells me the middle frames are probably starting to honey up nicely. Ugh. Nothing on this one. No, we've got honey, look at that. So they're making honey. See that beautiful colour, see the beautiful little shape they've got? They will do that all the time if they can. It's a bit of a pain if you're trying to extract honey because you've got that kind of double layer structure going on. But hey, who am I to criticise? They're beautiful animals doing what they do. There's something I have no control over. So, I think the core of wisdom is to understand the things you can control. And if you need to, you can control them. Understand the things you can't control. Plan for them, but don't stress about them. Yeah, look at that. See all that honey? They're starting to cap it. They're starting to cap it, which is beautiful. So that means to me maybe these middle 3 or 4 will be reasonably full. That means they've probably half filled this with honey, and we're in prime honey flow, so they'll fill this out pretty quickly. The question then is, what do I do about it? Do I give them another frame? And that really depends on what I see a bit further down. Oh, sorry girls. And there we go again. More capping, more honey. This one feels like it's about over half full. It's got a good couple of kilos in there. Now, a typical frame that's full of honey will be about 4.5 kilos worth. And these girls are a bit annoyed. They're sending out some angry buzzing. Let's just mellow you down a bit, eh, girls? Oh. Fun fact, this hive suit, don't skimp on the gloves, by the way, buy good gloves, but the suit itself is actually quite thin. And I bought a thin hive suit because we get quite hot here. It was 40 degrees the other day, Celsius. Look at that. Same again, honey. But not full, probably about half full. So I've got a little bit of time. I'm just thinking I might put something on top as an insurance policy. Yeah, these girls are doing real well. They've got so much more honey than my first hive. Because you remember a couple of videos ago, last video, I checked out a hive, it had a little bit of honey. That's the one that I fed. No such need with this hive. They're making a lot of honey. And it all comes down to the insulation. They spend less time keeping themselves warm, which means more time making honey. So that tells me, yeah, a little bit on the outside. But remember then, this hive is working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 frames of honey. That is so good. They're working on 7 frames. And I'm getting attacked big time. They are pissed. That's all right, I understand, girls. One of them just made real concerted effort at my hand, not realising it because I left the gloves she was trying to sting. So they're working on 7 frames of honey. That's great, compared to over there with maybe 1 and a bit frames of honey. So I don't think I need to feed this hive, but I do want to understand a little bit more about what's going on down the bottom. So let's undo the latches, rip the band-aid off, and see what's going on. Now, this could be quite exciting. I mean, exciting in, beekeeper speak. Murray Head says in One Night in Bangkok, the queens we use would not excite you. And look at that. Up goes the noise. Here's my queen excluder rather. I'll use a metal one, because I find the metal one's just nicer on the bees. Plastic ones have hard edges on them which can hurt the bees' wings. Oh, look at that, look at them all piling out. Lordy, they don't like that smoke, do they? What is going on here? I'm about to be attacked big time. I don't like that smoke. So just so you know, one of the theories I heard about smoke is that when the bees smell smoke, they assume that the hive is in a fire zone. So what they do, they kind of go into panic mode. They start eating honey and they think, oh gosh, what's happening here? But this hive down here is absolutely chocker with bees. It is so full of bees, and I can see drone activity already. I'll show you in a minute, so you'll see what I'm seeing, which tells me that this hive is probably going to need some swarm management. A lot of drone activity, a lot of drone brood. Okay, Izzy Wizzy, let's get busy. You can tell me what that's from. You're doing well. So I don't actually know. All I know is crappy 80s TV program, Izzy Wizzy, let's get busy. Sorry girls, you're not going to enjoy this. Not doing this for fun. I'm doing this because it really just has to be done. There's so many bees in this, I can see why they're making some overtures around, hey, we might need another home. I expect to find a queen cell in here somewhere. Look at that, that's all brood. That is all brood. You can see the drone brood up there. More drone brood there. Lots of solid brood. A little bit of honey and nectar around the outside. But all pretty much just brood. No sign of my queen. But I'm not real good at finding queen. What have we got going on here? Nothing to be concerned with. Pun intended. Look at all these girls. My God. This hive is so full compared to the first one, isn't it? Look at that. See all the drone brood on the outside there? See all that? Got to be careful here, because if my queen's here, I don't want to shake her down into the grass. And There we have it, folks. An active queen cell. See that? That there. And have a very good look at that right now. So it's not complete, or if it is, the queen's actually come out. It looks like we've had a queen, and it looks like she's come out. Either that, or they haven't filled it yet. See the end of it? So I'm going to look for, and I'm seeing a drone run around. What I'm looking for now is a second queen. I'm going to get rid of that queen cell. And the reason I do that is if they haven't queened already, we don't want them to. See you later, girls. Make it difficult for you. Alright, so we have one queen cell that we can see that they've made. There's probably going to be more, to be honest. Now, it's in this frame area here. That means it's being hidden from the original queen. So she'll be kept in here somewhere, I would say. And this will be drone brood and normal brood. The reason it's on the outside is that the bees don't want her to find the new queen. Because if there's a new queen, they will fight it out. And the old queen will kill the new queen if she can. That's just how they work. They don't play nicely. One castle, one queen. Just explain to me once. Let's have another look. And they're still pouring out. Now I'm looking for them to ball or bundle around a particular bee. That'll tell me they're protecting the queen. Let's have another look at this cell. No other active queen cells. But lots of brood. And these are all nurse bees, by the way. Pretty much all nurse bees. So that they could come out and have a crack. They probably won't. But you never know. Wow. I don't want to hurt them. There's a lot of drone brood happening though, so I'm going to have to be all over this hive in the very near term. I'm not seeing a lot of actual drones though. Oh no, there we go. There's a few drones here just hiding. So what I'm expecting to find really is a second queen. That's what I'm looking for. But if I find my first queen, put her in another hive with some nurse bees. Whoa. I understand. They're a little bit tanky as well, aren't they? Sorry, girls. Looking for that second queen. I almost expect to see another queen cell out here. There's a queen cup. Lots of drones. Help me out. Where's Wally? Where's the queen? You see that queen cell there being made? I'll get rid of that. That'll slow them down a little bit. Knock it off. Had a look, you know. This is all bees. Look at this. Let me find a queen, people. I see quite a few drones in there, so they're definitely getting ready to swarm. But I don't think whoop. the bees falls off. Hopefully the queen wasn't in it. Unfortunately, I can't split this hive. Now, if I had a queen cell in there that was complete and I knew a queen was developing in there, I would split. I would take that cell and I would put that in another hive. But I'm not going to do that because I don't know, you know, that there's a queen in there. Now this is interesting. See this down here? They're all bearding. And I wonder what they're boiling around. Normally, they would beard if it was hot. But if they're like this, I reckon there's a queen in there. What do you reckon? Let's have a look, shall we? Just lightly smoke them out. And see if a queen emerges. If she does, and I can catch her, looking at this area here. Very protecting. See how they're moving? The whole bunch of them's moving. Here. And there she is. Nope. Nope. False alarm, people. Just a bunch of bees hanging together. Now, I don't want to hurt these girls. But the fact is, I've got to put my queen excluder on there. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use my bee brush. The bee brush is going to simply do this. And they will not like it, but it's kind of for their own good. Otherwise I'll be squashing so many bees. I don't want to do that. So, here you go girls, off you go. So unfortunately one or two of them did get squashed, but it's a lot better than otherwise would have occurred. Next thing I'm going to do is put this back on. And my God, what a healthy hive this is compared to the first one, hey? What a healthy hive. Now the next question I have is, do I put more of these on? Do I put the insulation back on? And the answer is yes, I kind of need to. And I'm really getting attacked here by these girls. Really getting attacked. Bit of feeble smoke. And I kind of think I need to put it back on because it's the insulation that's driving this hive's success. Absolutely driving its success. So I'm going to put the insulation back on the outside. And then what I'm going to do Then what I'm going to do when I put the insulation back on is I am going to put another cell on top. Oh, girls, you should see the bees on the outside of this hive. Eventually they'll all go in. Eventually. But that whole bottom hive is so full of bees, it's not funny. The base area. And that's why they're getting ready to swarm. Now let's put that insulation back on and somehow do it without killing all these bees. Here we go. Almost need a blower back. What do you reckon? Come on, we Obi. You want this on top for now. Sorry, girls. Put it on and slide it sideways. Knock them off rather than squash them. That's the side panel. That's the side panel. This is the front panel. And this is the back panel. And my lid, which I may not need for a little while. What I've got to do firstly is just convince these girls that there's enough room in their hive. Wow, look at that. That is so impressive. Okay, girls. You're not going to like me, but it has to happen. It has to be this way. Sorry, girls. As you can see, it's a simple matter of just screwing them on at the base. And then once we screw them on at the base, we screw the back panels back on. Side panel on. Too easy. Second side panel. I might take the lid off and then put another frame on top, which will be exciting. I don't think I'll give them a full size frame though. I'm going to give them an ideal, which is a half size frame. Now this could get exciting because there's quite a few of them. Excuse me, girls. Watch this. Because if I just put the wall on, if I just put the insulation on, a lot of these girls will get squashed. And we definitely do not want that because we are friends, or we're trying to be friends. There you go, girls. And there we have it. Line it up. Now, if you don't like doing basic carpentry while being attacked, this is not for you. But if you can see it from the bee's point of view, I don't blame them for being just a little annoyed, you know? Just a little annoyed. So even though it's summertime here, we still get down to maybe 5 degrees of a night time. That's Celsius. And they struggle. So this hive, because it's insulated, is killing some of the elements. Well, that one's insulated too. This one's just better. And don't forget, I'm just a beekeeper trying to grow my channel, share my learnings, have some fun, all of that. So if you could give us a subscribe, if you know, if you see some value in what I do, it'd be awesome if you could just subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you anything. I don't spam you, but it helps me grow my channel. Now, I haven't put this on very well. Overlapping at the back here. So I'm actually going to have to take it off and make sure it aligns, because if it doesn't align, it won't fit when I go to put it on. The front panel, that is. I need the front panel, because that front panel cops all the afternoon heat. And I found if I insulate properly, the bees don't have to work as hard to keep their hive cool, which means even though there's a massive hive in there, they don't beard stupidly. They still beard, just not as much. If they're spending less energy keeping the hive cool and keeping the hive warm, that means more honey, that means better hive health, and strangely, happier bees. This is the hive I walk down to of an evening, and it just sounds different. It just sounds happy. Look at all these girls out the front though. That's going to be a challenge, isn't it? Look at that. Ah, that's amazing. I really need a photo of that. That's just incredible. Let's put the back panel on first, just for hoots and giggles. Come on, girls, off you go. Put that back panel on. Yeah, it's not rocket science, this job. It's fun. You know, you make a difference. You're helping bees. And to a degree, you're helping the planet. You've got a hobby that makes a difference. Doesn't hurt anyone. Tell you what, a lot of these kids running around Derek right now on those bikes, machetes and shit. Probably because they haven't got anything better to do. They've never realised they can actually do something that benefits people as well as themselves. I know it's probably self-esteem issues. I'm going a bit deeper in beekeeping, but we've got a crime problem here in Melbourne at the moment. No kidding. It's people doing bad things. You know, imagine if they could find a hobby that could make them feel good about themselves. They don't have to do that kind of stuff. They feel good about themselves. I can say that because I was like that when I was a young fella too, until I worked out that I could make a difference. It took someone to show me. So yeah, beekeeping, that wasn't it for me. I joined a club. Met some awesome human beings and did some great things. Well, great by my standards, not great by, worldwide standards. Look at that, would you? Now, I'm so sorry for what's about to happen, girls. You're not going to like me. And before I kick you out, in fact, I'm not going to brush these girls down right now. That would be too disruptive for them. I'm going to let them find their way back inside, and I'm going to put this back together again once they've calmed down a little bit. Seems pretty fair, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do, thinking about the bees, what's the best thing for them? The best thing for them is not to get their knickers in a twist. So they can mellow, have some quality time with each other. See, they're not coming after me, have you noticed? They could, but they're not. All they're doing is trying to work out what's happened to their house. So all these things you see about bees that go after people and, get a bit crazy. Yeah, that happens, but only after you've done something to annoy them. So on that note, I'm just going to let these girls calm down and have their day, and I'll get back to them a bit later on. And don't forget, if you like what I do, subscribe. Help me out. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Not that Brian. This Brian.